What's going on, Skate fam? It's your boy DJ Arco.
And I am the queen, and you are tuned in to Boss Talk.
And today we have another one of our special guests, as always, because everyone who comes on Skaters Connect Radio is very special.
Most definitely.
Like that old song, Very Special. That used to be my mom's favorite song.
Very
So, but today, as I mentioned, we have somebody special, and you actually have a special tie with one of the people who is quite often mentioned
Yes.
on our radio,
Yes.
and that is Ice from Philly. And from what we understand, you were actually his teacher. So,
Isn't that something?
so,
That's something.
so without further ado, we have the man Master J in the building. What's up, Master J? How you doing?
I am blessed. I am blessed.
All right, and every good student gets taught by the master. So we
That's
got the
right.
master
Hey.
right here with us today. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with our signature question, and that is, how long have you been roller skating?
I've been roller skating about 41 years. My daughter's 40 years old. My oldest daughter's 41. And when I met her mother, I wasn't a skater, but her mother was from Ohio, Cincinnati. And in Cincinnati, the place that it is, all they have to do that's for fun is roller skate.
Now wait a minute. So you've been skating for 41 years, and your daughter is 41.
No, my daughter's 40.
Oh,
Okay.
40. Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
he met the mom in the ring, so he
That's
had,
right.
he had to work it up.
Yeah, I said, okay, Master J, I see a player. Nah, I'm just kidding.
So you learned to skate
I
because
met
of
the
the
mom
lady.
in Ohio,
Mhm.
and their general pastime was roller skating.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And so, this is this is a while back, 41 years ago,
Mhm.
right? And so, so when I went my first roller skating, when I first went, I sort of kind of just watched everybody move around. So that was my introduction.
Mhm.
But I came back to Philadelphia and found out that there was a whole skate community,
Yeah.
white, black, and indifferent,
Right.
roller skating rinks, and I just eased right on in.
All right now.
Hmm.
Did you bring the lady back with you?
I did. I married her.
Hey.
I married her. That's how we had a kid. We had three children,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
And because we were married, right, skating became the norm in order to keep things more regular,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And then she sort of pulled back out of skating, and I just stayed with it.
So, okay.
And then a year later, I was at a skating rink, and they were doing what they called a slow walk.
Mhm.
And everybody's on the floor messing me up, trying to go around the ring. Slow down to the dance groove, Because when I first started, when I first came back, the skating rinks that were closer to me were predominantly white, right, Caucasian going, and so they just had speed skating and whatever the functions were. And then I finally went to a more in the city, a
more
rink.
urban.
An urban, yeah, that's
Yeah,
an urban
rink.
and they were a lot faster, a lot louder, but then they did something called the slow walk. Dropped down the music, and everybody broke into the deep, slow kick. Bam! Oh my God, it was beautiful.
So let me ask you this: was this the same slow walk that they're doing today?
Listen, no matter where I've gone to roller skate, the slow walk is a slow walk. Everybody have a different version of their particular take on the 8 count.
Yeah.
But it's still the same slow walk.
So for y'all that are listening, the slow walk ain't nothing new. It's been around.
Right, it ain't nothing new. Right, everybody that's skating, that has been skating, at least in my experience over the last 40 years, I've seen incredible individuals do incredible little pieces, but when it came down to the group process, right, it's all been primarily the same type of the flow.
Yeah.
Somebody's giving out the direction and everybody's following.
Yeah.
Right. And there's always one guy who came up with the move, and then there's 20 people, following. Or 3 people, whatever. Right. I noticed that when one guy does it and he can get 2 people to follow, then there's another 8 people behind that, As long as they come up with something, that everybody can do, right? And I say an 8 count pattern of maybe 7 to 8 eights. Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah.
Wow, nice.
That was my introduction to it.
Let me
Okay.
back up for a quick second. Do you remember what actually captured your attention the first time you actually went to the roller skating? Like, what was it that you saw and you were just like,
He
"Ooh,
told you the woman.
what?"
But we're talking about
What's
on the floor though, on the skating
Oh,
floor.
right, you talking about on the floor,
On the
right? Yeah,
floor.
yeah.
on the yeah? Let me
So you
clarify.
know what?
On the skating floor.
The woman took me to the skating rink.
Okay.
Right.
Ah,
So I was already with the girl,
Uh-huh.
and the pastime was like, remember she lived in Ohio. I live in
Right.
Philadelphia,
mm-hmm.
and we were in a church organization that went from Philadelphia to Ohio, from Ohio to Kentucky.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So whenever we went to, like a bus excursion for the weekend, be 3 or 4 days. But whenever we went to Cincinnati, right after the church service was done, the pastime was going to the roller skating rink.
Okay.
Right. So you begin to realize that you need to up your game if you want to look cool.
There you go.
It wasn't when I was in Ohio. It
Mm-hmm.
was when I came back
Mm-hmm.
and started skating in my own arena that I realized, right, you know what I'm saying, that, we need to take this, we need to do our own version. Well, I need to do my own version,
Yeah.
right? I'm looking around, right, because I didn't belong to any of the groups that was already predisposed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then most of the groups, when I went to the urban roller skating rink, right, they were out of my jurisdiction as far as just rushing in.
Yeah.
So like you didn't hang with a crew. You wasn't going to go just jump in
Yeah.
without getting beat up or beat down
All
or
right
something.
You had to
now.
earn it.
So that being said, when I went back to my normal flow, right, up, in the neighborhood that I was roller skating in, right, I realized that, I was skating with a brother, and they did a slow walk, they version of the slow walk,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm like, listen, we need to up, like we need to get this thing down.
Yeah.
And so we went in the middle and started working it out, he and I, right? And then next thing you know, we had, several different moves that was nice and easy, right? And then what I did notice, because we were moving together,
Mm-hmm.
people just started coming and trying to do it with us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we join in? And so that was fine. And then we took it outside
Mm-hmm.
to a little park outside to, to hang out. And we would just go and put out a little music, and we just started practicing little things that we were practicing. Then what I noticed that people just loved just watching. I mean, we had maybe like 3 minutes of movement that was in my mind pretty tight. But those 3 minutes, if we repeated them every 10 minutes, we only did a 3 minute set, right? But we would do it, then we would wait for 4 or 5 minutes, and we'd repeat it. People would come, they would sit down, they would watch. And I thought that was amazing, and everybody's following through. Then I got asked by a roller skating company who sold roller skates, not a company, a little store that sold roller skates called On the Roll. And this is 40 years ago, right? You know what I'm saying? So On the Roll came up and said, can you come and skate in front of our store?
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, we can do that.
Yeah.
So I got me, two girls, and my partner, Vincent, right? We got together, John. Now we worked on a 5 minute routine, right? You know what I'm saying? So we had it down, and, we worked out, the two couples, went to the store, and they paid me $50.
Hey, first paid gig, huh?
Now they paid me $50. Now, this is how my life had changed. The moment they paid me $50, right? I'm like, listen, we can get paid.
Right. Right.
And then it became different for me, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody's going to pay me to do what I'm enjoying doing, right? And that, so Warner Roll paid us our first $50. And so then I started practicing, right, with the intent to earn more money, right? Not just to roller skate, you know what I'm saying? So we started putting in, and then I opened up a small studio, right? Yeah. Now, I don't know why I'm all fast, but my deal is I went from instantly like $50 to like, listen, we're gonna put a group together, right? We called the group Rhythm on Wheels, right? You know what I'm saying? And we started marketing that whole process, right? Within 2 months, we made about $3,000.
Hey.
Yeah.
So it became it's been fun. So we were practicing and performing, right? And we were still doing the roller rink process. But even when we went to the roller, we wasn't going around in a circle.
Yeah.
We were all in the center working on getting it right. You know what I'm saying? Grab the girls, sliding between the legs, dropping them out, just dropping them. You know,
All right
practicing
now.
how to be more effective, right? You know what I'm saying? In the selling. And so we did that for several years, and we were doing bar mitzvahs, right? You know, any type of an event they would have for the city, and they all were paying. They all were paying $250, $500, $1,000.
Hey.
I mean, and people realize that people pay for entertainment,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even when I went back to the skate community, trying to get them more involved, they were just like, "This ain't regular skating." You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
regular you're talking to them. Yeah. So we got a lot of resistance in the whole process of doing the entertainment part, right? Because it wasn't normal. It's like everybody wanted to go to the roller skating, they roll around for 2 or 3 hours, right? You know what I'm saying? And they do all the best tricks and flips and whatever, right? And my thing was like, listen, can we bring you into the studio?
Yeah.
You can do the same flips and joint, right? You know what I'm saying? And so we did that for a while. It was fantastic. And that's how we became Rhythm on Wheels, right? It was Master J and Rhythm on Wheels for a minute. First, it was just my partner who was called Sir Vince, right? And myself, right? You know what I'm saying? And we just had two girls with us, you know what I'm saying? You know, to offset it, right? And then we went to Rhythm on Wheels, right? And then we had a collective group of people. It wasn't all black. It wasn't all white. You know what I'm saying? It was just skaters that just that was willing to come and practice.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest thing about the urban brothers and sisters is that, right, practicing wasn't a part of their thing. They just wanted to go out, have a great time, right? And I'm like, listen, we come to the studio, we practice a couple of times a week, right? And then we go out, and then when we perform, we be tight.
Yeah.
And so because we were a small group, and even though we were an eclectic group, and the other skaters were way better, I mean, in my opinion, right? They were way, I mean, they could skate, but they just wasn't organized.
Yeah.
Right. So we would go in as an organized group and just blow them out of the water just because we had practiced.
Right.
Everybody knew when to stop. Right. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was a show dog. It was crazy and it was beautiful too.
And
right? So people go to the same event, right? You know what I'm saying? And they would go and they would do it for free. I would go and do it for $750.
How about that?
Yeah, hey.
And I would be trying to explain to them, like, listen, man, we should do it together. We all can earn. I mean, they had more than 750. I mean, they had money, but the concept didn't flow off. And then we got, then we ran into my brother Ice, who came into the studio. It's like whenever I see the brothers come to the studio, I'm always, it's always a blessing. But you got to talk, you got to understand, this is 35 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
35 years back. We were a little bit hoodlums back then, It wasn't like this, you come into the studio, you was a thug, So you have to first get past the thuggy part, right? You understand? Like, come on, And so people come in, it's like, then you got to try to explain to them, like, listen, even though you're a thug, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be a thug, but you can't be a thug. Right, for this 2 hour that we're going to do this, you got to the thug part out and learn how to do it with the next person, right? So that we can at some point get paid. And it was fantastic. We had our little twisting toys, but listen, I mean, he came skating. Icy walked in. I mean, what we can say that we were giving him was how to join the pieces together, right? It wasn't like he was learning how to skate. Right,
so you're just refining it.
Right. Just get them into the draw. And you understand, like, listen, you're going to do the flip and the twist, right? But it has to be in this 8-count beat setting, right? So that when you do it, it looks like we're doing it as a group.
Yeah.
And then you just, oh my gosh, listen, having him, oh my God, listen, he said, and he was giving me, I was giving him something. I'm telling you, he was just incredible because he was just raw talent. Raw, beautiful talent. That was and in my opinion, it was amazing. Right now, I was getting credit, right, for bringing the group together. It was Master J in the group, but for real, everyone had their own personal pieces. And the only thing that I was doing, in my opinion of it, was just bringing them together so we can count, start together, and stop. So then, once we stop together, right, you know what I'm saying, and everybody clap. Then you can do whatever you want because I just got paid.
Right.
I don't let nobody mess up the money. That's the only thing. Like, We have to start and stop on cue. Let them clap. Once they clap, they gotta pay. Right? Oh my God! And like when you bring in a brother like him, and he did, like, you give him a chance to do the solo. When he did the solo, oh my God, through the roof, through the roof. Oh my God, just
when he walked in the door for the first time and the doors opened up, did a cloud of clouds and smoke come in, and he came in floating and had Isaac Hayes playing in the background, and he said, "How you doing? My name is Ice."
Listen, when he came in the door first time, you know what I'm saying? We were standing up looking like, ready to fist fight.
Oh,
that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Right, like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, it turned into, like when he comes, it turned into a beautiful thing. But I'm telling you, our first initial experience was like, like where you from type of areas. And I'm like, what do you mean, I ain't from no place. I am trying to earn money. Right now, now we can earn money together, fantastic. Let's skip all the BS. Let's move to the next thing. Let's see if we can earn $1. Right? But in order to earn $1, you're gonna have to put on a costume. Right? And so I lost my partner. Vince, because we were doing, he and I were jumping, he would jump on my shoulders, we would flip over, all on roller skates. He's doing all this, girl. We have a fantastic routine that was absolutely beautiful. Right? And then I got, I met a girl from, who was she from? Israel. She was from Israel. She came over outside. We were outside performing, and she came and she saw us performing. And then I talked to her after the thing, and she was a dancer, right? And she asked me to stop by the dance studio. So I did. I went past the dance studio. Well, I skated over to the dance studio, and then back then I had an afro, right? You know what I'm saying? And I was a little muscular, right? And back then I used to wear a half shirt,
Oh, you had the belly button poking out. I said you had the belly button poking out.
Oh man, belly button and ribs all coming out. Oh man. I had to find an old picture and throw it out, but my God, anything. So in case I go skate over to the dance studio. Now, what I was normal, but I had on shorts, and everybody used to call them short shorts and a half shirt.
Oh Lord!
I had leg warmers in my roller skates and an afro. And so I skated into the studio right here in the city. And I go into the studio. First of all, I was a black man. I was sweating. I bumped into the studio, so I just looked like I was coming in to do something more than. And so everybody was petrified. I mean, when I could just see their faces, because it was predominantly white girls inside, white guys inside, you know what I'm saying? But the choreographer, he was from Israel. So the girl, she finally came out because she wasn't there instantly when I walked in. But when she did walk out the door, she just came over and she hugged me, and that calmed everyone down, right? So then she's like, they were dancing. Now, to me, when I walked in, there was a whole bunch of naked people in there. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time. This is my first time in the studio. Right? So you see libtards and libtards. It was just a bunch of naked people. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just looking at a bunch of naked women, right? I'm just thrown off, right? And then they finished the section that they were doing, and she said, get on the floor and show them what you can do. And then she starts speaking, in her native tongue to the guy, right? This guy can skate or whatever she was telling me. Right, so I did. I jumped on the floor and I skated around. They had some music on. I jumped on the floor and did some kicks or whatever the heck I was doing. Turned out, everybody was clapping and things. And then I grabbed one of the girls and I flipped her up in the air and carried her around the floor and I put her down. When I put her down, the guy walked over and asked me, did I want a job?
Hey.
We're getting ready to go on tour. Right, we're getting ready to go on tour, and if you could put something together, I would love to, add this in too, because back then, they had break dancers. So he had a jazz dance company. He had like 3 break dancers that he was using, right? You know what I'm saying? And then he had some other interacting, like a belly dancer, and he was making a show out of just, in my opinion, of just generic people put together. So here I come. He's like, listen, can you, roller skate? Can you throw in? So I'm like, yeah, but I have to bring my partner, right? And so I go to Vince, I leave the thing. I'm all excited, like, oh my God. He said, we have 2 weeks, to put something together. We're going on tour in 3 weeks, right? So whatever you're going to produce, we have to have it ready. right? So we can get it lighted and set up so we can take it on the tour,
Mhm.
right? I think it was very opportunity. I go to my partner, and Vince was a beautiful black man, right? He was 6'3", right? Just a great, beautiful person in my mind. I'm like 5'9", 5'10", right? So we got this two height difference, right? Like Mutt and Jeff, right? And so we would go in. I'm all muscular and he's all, skinny, right? So we would go in. When we skate together, it was just back and forth, and people just would love it, right? So I told Vince, I'm like, yo, man, we have an opportunity. We can go on tour. I told the guy, I'm not coming without you, right? The only thing you have to do is you have to put on tights.
They got them tights again.
Well, he wouldn't put on tights.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Well, he did. He came to the actual, the first meeting that we had, and we skated with them to show them what we could do. We showed them our routine, right? So that was except that everybody was they was clapping, because they had never seen us out kicking, and we've been out like 6-7 years now, just on the street, just doing street performance in our own little, square. And so we was out there, and so they were like, they'll take it, right? You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, I'm not putting on tights. I'm like, but you have to, I'm not putting on tights, And so I went on tour with Adam. It was hard, but I'm like, listen, man, the guy's paying. Listen, this is 35 years ago. The guy's paying $1,000 a week. Plus, they're going to put us up. They're going to fly us there. They're going to feed us too.
Yeah.
Now, you don't make $1,000 a week, right? You know what I'm saying? If you work, 50 hours.
I'm gonna wear them tights. I'm gonna wear them tights.
Did you
put the lights on?
but did you skate better in the tights? We've heard that you skate better in the tights.
Well, let me understand. You got to understand, tights. When you put on what I consider a costume, right? Then you get into the character of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Change your presentation and your perception, even of yourself.
Right.
Right. I'm saying it's one thing when you're doing it at end, but then when you put it on, like when I used to put on the tights, I go out on stage. I was like, I'm flying around.
Yeah.
Right.
It's funny. When I sit here and think about it, you got Superman wore tights.
Yes.
Spider-Man wore tights.
Yes.
So it's like they put those tights on and you a superhero.
Y'all get superpowers.
All the supers, and the deal is, it's like even like if you look at like the police force right now, when they send the elite boys out, they have a costume, right? And if you don't really know, that shit is tight, right? You know what I'm saying? They got on tight on,
right?
It pulls all together. And what happens when you pull all your senses are only coming out your eyes. Listen, there's nothing stopping you.
Because you're more focused.
Your focus is right. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no loose end. You know what I'm saying? You just can't. Even though they have on body armor and all that stuff. But underneath that, those jokes are sucked in. Right? You know what I'm saying? They got on, armor all or whatever the heck is, and that stuff is tight onto them. Right? So every movement is feel you feel secure, And so that's what for me, it was great. I lost my partner, right? Because, and so I did a routine with a couple of the girls inside the dance group already. Right, you know what I'm saying? So I did a one-on-one. I did a duet with one girl, and then I did another, little piece with another two girls. So
they were not on skates, correct? They were not on skates, correct?
No, they were not on skates.
Okay.
No. I just needed to be doing. They didn't need somebody on skates, and I was going to be that somebody.
All right now.
I toured with them for like 15 years.
Oh, what are some of the places you went to?
Oh, we went to London, we went to Paris, we went all over the U.S. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy because, first of all, I was a grown man. Like, you understand me. I was an adult male. I had a driver's license, right? You know what I'm saying? And I could take care of myself pretty well, right? And so when you go into an arena where they have a bunch of kids, and like the guy, they immediately, after a week of us hanging out together, they immediately gave me charge of the breakdancers. Like, hey, you're gonna, the breakdancers are gonna be with you. You're gonna make sure the breakdance, because they were a little bit gangster, right? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna put them with you, because the white boy, he wasn't, these are, there was a Puerto Rican boy, black boy, and two Puerto Rican boys and a black boy. So he was like, listen,
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that. You handle
that. Oh my okay. Oh my god. So in any case, my grandson over here just showed me some videos, old video too.
What's up, grandson?
Yeah, he just pulled it up on the thing. He want to show me like,
we need to see them tights.
Oh yeah, come here. Let me see it. Let me see it. Listen, you might can say it. It's what you do on?
It's on YouTube. Oh, we got you.
Right. This is I don't know if you can see this film, but you can't see it on this film. You might find on YouTube.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
no shirt with a tie on. Woo! Hold on, he had on no shirt with a tie on.
And a tie.
That's some Chippendale type stuff.
I know.
All right, it's Rhythm on Wheels on YouTube.
Rhythm on Wheels. I got
that was all before I went on tour.
Okay.
This is like the group that we had before I went dancing with the crew. Right. Before I got on tour with the dance crew. Right. But it's Rhythm on Wheels 100 years ago. Right. And
with your Rhythm on Wheels in the dance studio, I remember I did see something on YouTube where when the people first came in, you gave them one free lesson. Yeah, to make
I did it right. Well, that we were trying to promote, like for the studio, right? The studio's in Center City, so we're always trying to do something we can come in, trying to introduce people to it, and not the people that skate every day.
Right.
The people that just moving around, right? Just want to have an idea. I'm really always trying to find people, right, who has a job, right, want to spend their money.
Right. It's all about that dollar.
In my opinion, right? You can either be broke or not.
Right.
I tell people I choose not to be broke. That's not going to be the thing.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be skating, we got to find a way to sell it to them. Right. So listen, give them a free class, let them come in, check it.
Right.
Then tell them all the benefits, right? The health benefits that it has. Right. And then the fun. Then when you put the two together, right now they come in, they've signed in, for a couple $100, and everybody's happy, and
But you know what? You actually said something earlier that was interesting, and is actually very true. You can have some of the greatest skaters, but they weren't organized to be able to take it to that level, and that makes me think of some of these ball players that are like street ball players, like just phenomenal. But when you put them on a team that's organized, they can't do anything.
They can't do
So it's almost like you have to be a special breed of person to be able to take on that type of commitment. Because like you said, right. You have to follow what the rest of the crew is doing and everything. But those are the ones that are actually making a lot of money. Because I'm actually looking at this video, Rhythm on Wheels, and you got on these like Superman blue spandex tights and no shirt on. With
that was
a white tie. You got a man that jumped over your head. I'm like, these brothers is serious. And if he sit on the couch, he gonna slide right off.
Well, the deal is, if you notice, like I got right at that video. I only had white guys that would do what I wanted them to do. What I was asking. Now we were doing that for Atlantic City, right?
Okay.
Right. Now Atlantic City, right, was taking entertainment, right? But you had to come with costumes, right? You couldn't just go in and just walk in with the same shirt and then get on the stage, right? So you have to come in, have a prep. They give you a dressing room, right? They, boom. So you got to have something to dress in.
Yes.
And we started with that. That was our introductory piece. But then we added another, 7 girls to the mix, right? With the 7 girls that can roller skate, that can kick it in. We got great costume for them, right? We had a guy that was a little bit flamboyant, and he did the costume, right? So we had feathers and boas and Joan and slipping and Joan. Right? Now all that extra, right, with the regular roller skating process, made it look huge.
Yeah.
We wasn't doing. I'm not saying we wasn't doing anything special. Listen, we wasn't doing anything special on the skate line. But because we had on skates and because we had the costume, and we can make it across the stage, right? Oh my God, people are saying, "Oh, you're fabulous."
Right.
It
was all about the delivery.
It is, and the perception in Vegas. It's all about the extra.
Yeah, the extra. I went to London. I flew to London when Starlight Express first came out. And Starlight Express was a roller skating show about the trains or whatever. But
Right.
everybody was skating on skates.
Mhm.
So everyone was coming back, and we were street performing. People were coming in and saying, "Oh, I went to London. I saw this show. It was fabulous." Now, the word "fabulous" to me is way up. But anyway, people was coming back. "Oh my God, it was fabulous! I saw the show. You should go. Oh my God, you should have been in the show." It's like they had skaters. So I told the girlfriend at the time, I'm like, "Listen, I'm going to London. I just got to see what this is." I did. I flew right to London. A week later, I fly to London. I get hooked up. Right, I go in. I go to the show, fall asleep. They were the worst skaters I've ever seen. But the presentation, the beginning of the show and the end of the show was phenomenal. And it was primarily lighting.
Yeah.
The lighting was just phenomenal. Like I woke up at the end and it was like it was worth
the price of admission.
But the in between the whole storyline stuff, I was like, oh my God, they were horrible. They would hold on the railings and so I was considering trying to see if I could get a job with them to teach the people how to roller skate, how to just stand up.
Right.
Because what I found out is they had an ambulance service contracted to be there because they were hurting a skater every night.
Wow.
Would hurt, break something to fall down and carry something apart. So, but then I came back and then I got picked up by the the dance company, and then I started hanging out with them. All right, and again, like I'm telling you, I wasn't doing a lot on the stage, but because I was roller skating across the stage with this white girl over my shoulders, her around, twisting her around, and toting her whatever the heck I was doing, and then we would end, boom. I was getting a stand. I mean, in London, I'm getting a standing ovation like like it was crazy, right? And so everybody's chanting Master J, right? Then they gave me 3 or 4 commercials. So no matter where I went to London, all of a sudden I'm King Dog. Now I wasn't King Dog in Philadelphia until after I went to London.
Right.
Once I got, and they got this right up in the London Times, boom, 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 boom. I get invited to this dinner by the mayor of London, right? You know what I'm saying? Me and the whole group, but they pointed me out. We need Master J there, blah, 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 blah. Right? And it was crazy. So they were writing all this in the papers. The Philadelphia paper picked it up. Right now, when I come back to Philadelphia, now I'm, I was already Master J already.
All right, now say I was already here, Philly.
So do you think that was the point in your skating career where you said, okay, I'm there, I made it? Or did you have a moment like that before you actually got to the point where you got to go overseas? Because not a lot of people get to go, especially roller skating.
Yeah, especially African American roller skating.
Right, yeah, twisting up white girls and throwing them around, you know. So that's actually great, but not a lot of us have that opportunity to actually do that. It's like only a handful of people, and you were doing stuff that probably a majority of skaters back in Philly or in the States probably dreamed about doing, but just never had the opportunity.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you had to step outside of the box in order to get to where you needed to go?
Well, I won't call it stepping outside of the box. I'm saying understanding the process of themselves. I can't do it standing here.
There you go. Gotcha.
You have to move over a step and find out what are they asking for.
Yep.
Right. I'm telling you, I did it when I was doing the stuff in Atlantic City. I would come back to the rink trying to recruit brothers. You know what I'm saying? The brothers primarily, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they were excellent. In my opinion.
Right.
Right. So you're trying to build up a better show. But in recruiting and trying to get the show right, they would have to be able to address the fact that it was a show and there was rules that they would have to follow. Now that part became that was a killer.
Yeah.
Like first of all, you know what I'm saying, you can't show up late, right? You know what I'm saying?
We always late.
So in essence, it seems like a reoccurring theme that you have the talent. They're just not refined enough to follow the rules to become better or to advance to a higher level on the income
or
scale.
Stepping outside of the box to do something different because you have to separate yourself from everybody else. And that's what I tell a lot of DJs who are starting up. I'm like, look, you got to separate yourself from everybody else. That's how you get noticed.
Do you know Master J was a DJ too?
I did not know DJ Master J was a DJ MJ.
No, listen, I like dancing to the music. Sitting there playing the music, that doesn't do me any good. Even now, like when I'm a house head, I love house music.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll travel wherever. As a grown adult now with grandkids. I was playing tomorrow, if I know that, if it's a good place, like I used to go to the Winter Music Conference in Miami, right, for 15 solid straight years. Every March when they had the Winter Music Conference, bunch of joy, house music. For 7 days it was house music, right?
Yeah.
House music started at 11 a.m., right, and it stopped at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't one DJ. It was just DJs from over. You get Detroit, you get Miami, you get Philly, you get Atlanta. I mean, you had all the DJs, you get the New York film, and they were all coming together, right? And it was no challenge. It was just that DJ PM. So you just knew who was what. And they would just bring it to the table, bring it to, so I haven't gone in several years now, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it got a little bit more babyish in my mind. Right. But I still try to find house events because the last house event I went to was in Mexico, right? Playa de Cama, whatever it was called, right? They had a house event for like 4 days, right? You know what I'm saying? And they had a bunch of different DJs, had a couple of DJs from Philadelphia go out, all right? And then, it's just, I'm a house head. So as being a house head, I'll follow music, but I don't go no places up my roller skates.
There you go.
So we got house music kicking, and I'm kicking it. So I go to when I fly into Mexico, right? The first night, I didn't know that there was going to be house music playing the first night because I was like a day in front of the actual event. In any case, I go out, I'm looking around and walking around, and I go and I hear this music. I'm like, oh, I go walking in the room, right? And there are some Mexican break dancers. And they were on the house floor. Listen, they were excellent. They were great. I take off, I run back outside, I run back to my hotel, I grab my roller skates, I come back. I slide my roller skates on, right, wait for my turn, jump out on the floor. Oh, had a blast.
Hey.
Now first of all, I'm old enough to be everybody's dad, right? So they looking at me like, who the heck?
Yeah.
But once I kicked it, they were like, oh, it was beautiful, had a blast.
Nice.
And that's everywhere I go. It's like, like even now, like when I travel, right, I travel in a really small bag. But in my really small bag, I have my roller skates.
Okay.
That's right.
I mean, when I pack up and I'm going any place, I can be going for 1 day or I can be going for 10 days. My roller skates in my bag. My carry-on bag on the airplane. Right. So when I go on the plane, I got them. When I walk off the plane, I have them. So if we have a problem, it's not going to be because my roller skates are off. And so that's just my normal process. Like I went to Cuba, right? You know what I'm saying? This was last a couple months ago, 6 months ago. And I went to Cuba, put my skates on, killed them.
Hey.
Yeah, and they were playing salsa. I danced salsa, so I just danced salsa my roller skates on, right? And that just threw everybody into the thing, you know what I'm saying? And so it just it doesn't make me better than anyone, right? You know what I'm saying? In the arena, it's just that what happens is, right? You know what I'm saying? I know that if we apply ourselves within the rules that whomever set them. If you apply yourself within the rules, right, the chances of me getting paid is what I'm always looking to get there.
Oh, right.
When you get paid exists. Right. You know what I'm saying? You go into one time to kick it and tell the guy's like, oh, can you come back? Yeah, it costs you $100 for me to come back.
Okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or some free drink or something.
Right.
Right. You know, and then with that, then they answer me. They jump right into no problem. No, we got a meal ticket, blah, 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 blah. Right. And then you tell your Cuban friends like, yeah, we buying everybody, whatever. They looking at you like, what? And it's just, I've been, between the three of us, I've been so blessed, so blessed, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm 61 at this present point, right? You know what I'm saying? And I look back over my time, right? You know what I'm saying? I've known a lot of beautiful people, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's been a blessing to know everyone that we've run into in the entertainment process. It is all, I'm not a skater, you know what I'm saying? Like some guys, they can skate, and I just like to skate in, I get in the middle, right? But I'm always looking for the opportunity to get paid, right? So when I, even right now, my daughter, she's sort of taking over the initial process now with their skating. They got great on skates, and they making all this noise in Philadelphia with great on skates, and they're posting and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? But she's what 30, a little over 30, 30 something, right? Right. It takes all that time. What happened to, like she just started in the last 2 years.
Well, you have to let her come in her own time.
Oh, listen, I'm not listening. That's what I'm trying to say. Like all the time you've been doing stuff is fantastic. Right. And then when people start, people's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm like, they could have started like 5 years ago. And,
I'm just saying though. I'm just saying. She's doing her thing now, but she's kicking her thing right now. And actually, India will be on a little later in the week. So so we'll have that opportunity to see the different sides of the family sides of the skating.
But everybody doesn't have my mentality of we need to get paid.
Right.
Like she's into it to the love of roller skating. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I told her I love roller skating, but I prefer getting paid for it. So even when they're doing stuff, I'm like, we talk about, who's doing what and how. Right. And then it's just that the only thing that is that when you're talking about getting paid, then there needs to be a structure to it.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Then that's what throws everyone off. And our brothers and sisters, when we could, right. As soon as we talking about, organizing, right, then we just give up. No, we don't want to do that. Right. But the freestyle, everybody freestyle. I'm like, listen, you're incredible. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're paying. They're paying a guy with no skills to do what you're doing.
Correct.
Right. And you're with all these skills, you can go in there with not even practicing. All you have to do is to know that they want you to start here. They want you to stop here. Right. And you have to be on time.
Let me ask you this. What do you think is the biggest obstacle with that? Do you think it's more or less a case of they don't want to give up their power? They don't want to feel like they want to be told what to do, or they're just not structurally minded? Because we've actually spoken to a skater recently, Leanna Davis, and she was telling us about how, she's giving people opportunities, but because they couldn't take instructions, they lost the opportunity. Where all you have to do is follow instructions. Because if you think about it, if you have a regular 9-to-5 job, you got to follow their instructions and you're getting paid for it.
Definitely.
So even if you were to go into the professional world, you're going to be instructed on what to do because these companies know what they want to see. All you have to do is just see it and receive the check.
Yes.
Listen, all we got to do, provide them what they're looking for, right? Because they always have a front person that tells you what they want, right? You hear what they want, you provide it to them, right? You tell them what you want. I had one incident where Vince, my ex-partner, he started another group, right? Right now I had Rhythm on Wheels, and he had whatever, the thing was going, Born to Roll, or whatever. I don't know what he was doing, whatever. So in any case, he had a gig in Atlantic City. All right. You know what I'm saying? He was bidding on a gig for Atlantic City, and I came second, and I bid on the game. Right. He bid at $1,700. I bid at $4,300 for the same job. He gave me a job. Then I hired him to do it. And I was trying to explain.
That's a boss move right there.
Yes, definitely.
No, the deal is, like I said, for $1,700, they looking at your transportation, your costuming, your food, and things. I said, I'm going to still give you, close to $3,000 because you need all those things in order to get the job done.
Right.
For $1,700, you can't even do the job. It's just the job can't be done.
Yeah.
So
not
that
on
knowing
that level, on the level that they're expecting.
Right.
Yes.
And that's what they're looking for. So they know that, a person that's negotiating with you already have hired people before. They know entertainment, they know things. So they're assuming that, that you're going to come down, you're going to rent your vehicle or bring everybody down together in the vehicle. You're going to probably spend the night. You got to eat something, right? And you need to perform. Right now, they might can throw in a per diem for the eating, right? But if you don't know that, you just don't know. So I'd be like, I'm at $4,200 and you still got to feed us.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm at $4,200 and you got to put us up.
Yeah.
You know, $4,200 don't include that part.
Yeah. And
Right?
closed mouths don't get fed. So,
Listen,
and
and trust me,
yeah.
listen, that not only do they feed you, they'll put you up, right? You know what I'm saying? And they'll give you money to eat. You're like, woo, woo. You know, and makes it different. So that makes the same $4,200 go up to like, $5,500. Right? The real deal is they can afford 6, 8,
In reality, that's crumbs what they're giving in reality, because they have the money for that and they're making way over that.
They're making a killing.
Yeah.
So I just stop with the small stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, you get me for $3,500.
Yeah.
Right? You don't.
So you just get one.
Right. I'm just by myself. You know what I'm saying? We need seven. You know what I'm saying? We need $7,000. People look at you like, what? I'm like, listen, man. Like, you just don't understand the system, and I'm not trying to explain the system to you on that particular end. I just would like for you to be a part of the system if you can.
Right.
But it's not forceful. If you don't want to do it, I mean, I can't help you with that process. Right. But you're going to try to get it in. But back to the answer to the question, the problem is that how we structure ourselves in our normal home life. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if it's like, when they go skating, right, they're, in my opinion, when they go skating, right, this is something I do for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to make it a job. Right. Even if I am the best of what I do, I just want to just do, this is what I do. And I just go, and as long as my friends are yelling and screaming, I can show off for a minute. That's all I need. And that's all the satisfaction. And that's what we get. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, like, listen, so I go to people, I'm like, listen, I try, like, you know what I'm saying, can you come in? I don't even start with the money part. Just can we come into the studio, right? You know what I'm saying? I even found, listen, would you be willing to come in and teach a class? Right? So, just come and teach a class. I'll give you $75 to teach a class, right? Right. And we're going to give you the $75. The class is going to be free, so everybody can just kind of come in and just get a gist of what you're doing. And then that pressure stops them almost because, right, how am I going to teach a class?
Right.
Like what I do is what I just do, and I do it, and I can't break it down until you do it. Right. Then you know that there's you can't go any further. Right, because if a person don't, I say if you can't teach something, what you do, then what you do is just limited to you. Right, and that means we ain't gonna earn no money off of it.
Yeah.
Right? But if you can teach somebody, like I'm telling, grab it. If you got a guy, right, if he can teach the next person, you get better at it every time you teach another person. Right, if you can instruct the person, and you can get them in. Right, you get better at it because you can explain to them how to do it. Right, in my opinion. Right. So you just boom. So I'm doing all the little small pieces. In doing all the little small pieces, right, I'm just getting better at the little bit that I do know. Right? Now I can just tell you, I can be way over there. No, that's wrong. Yeah, do that. Hit the other foot. You know what I'm saying? Because now I've been instructed enough time to know what 1, 2, 3 is. Right? So when the guys just skip the 3, I'm like, no, you missed 2. And I'm always on the side of the room. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's like but because you start instructing, then you get better. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's the whole Master J process. And people used to be all twisted out with that, Master J. Well,
I can see why it's Master J.
Yeah.
So
I got the name from we went, me and Vince. It was Sir Vince and Jay. Right? We went to a school, right? And it was 8. They were third graders. They were 8-year-olds in there. They were third, fourth grade, whatever. We did the whole assembly. Right? We killed them. He jumped on the shoulders, we flipped them over. We did this whole straight routine. Right? And we had our costumes on. It was great, And so they had a question and answer period. Right? And so they was asking who was the choreographer. Right? And they were saying, that he's a choreographer. The one girl that asked us, she's like, I have like 3 questions. And so who was the choreographer? I said, I was the choreographer. Who thought of the music? I said, I think about the music and how it runs out and thing. I said, but we both like the music. And then once we like the music, then we try to figure out how to skate to it and what we can do to it. And then so she said, well, if they call him Sir Vince, how come they don't call you Master J? and everybody in the school started chanting, Master J. And so that's how I got the name. And that was
kept it ever since. See, out of the mouth of babes.
There you go.
Out of the mouth of babes, exactly right. Out of the mouth of babes, thus come the whole thing. So when people ask me, I'm like, listen, I didn't just name myself Master J, but that wasn't what I was thinking. right? It's not that, it didn't come out like, oh, Master J. No, I
Right.
was just, I said, but once she did it, and then we did a gig the following week, and I used Master J, right? And then, right, we had another, the next month or so after that, we was being offered the touring process. I wish my partner didn't go. So when I went away, I went away as Master J, right? So all the, Bill, selling Master J, right? And once I did the first commercial, I did a commercial across the joint, skating, floating this girl across the joint. Yeah, that was it. People get wild about it. Right? And you don't know how effective that is until, people just like, oh, Master J, you're like, who the heck? Why? But the fame was helpful because my second week into my second tour over into London, right, with the group, someone broke in and took all my. This is the first week. The first week, fourth day, we were going to be there for 2 weeks. On the fourth day, someone broke into my locker, took my working papers, my passport, right, $1,000, in cash, whatever the case was, right, and then I had to go back to immigration to get working papers. And because I was already on a commercial, right? The show was sold out. We were there for 4 days. We were going to be there for another 7 days performing, right? But every show was sold out. Right now, in the process of doing shows, they have an allotment of seats that's for everyone, right? For the group that's coming in. So there's 25 chairs that they just don't sell, right? It's a group show, like you know what I'm saying. So if your group come in, there's 25 chairs that you can sit your people in if they, you have people coming. So and touring with the group, they always gave me all the tickets. I was always down the street. I would just go and meet people, right? We go to a small town, right? I'm out on the joint, kicking it, And so they would give me the extra tickets, right? And I was just giving them away, people. And so every time we did a show, I had a cheering section, because I've given people tickets that I met on the street, and they'd be yelling, it was crazy. So I was saying that to say that I went to immigration. Now I got to immigration at 5 o'clock in the morning in London, right? At 5 o'clock in the morning, right, there was 400 people in line. Right, so that means that I was like 3 blocks away.
Yeah.
Right, and in order for me to get on stage, I have to have working papers.
Right.
Right, you know what I'm saying, because it's a union house, so they won't let you come in. Right, you know what I'm saying, and just skate across the floor because if without the working papers, you don't have insurance. Without insurance, you can't come.
Gotcha.
So what I thought was going to be early, which was early to me, right? You know what I'm saying? Still. So by 9 o'clock, I finally make it to the building, right? I got a show at 1:30.
Wow.
Right? I'm panicking, And I get inside, and the girl looks back in the back, right? And then she looks at, friend comes over, another person looks back in the back, and and so then she talks to the guard comes up. Now I'm already panicking. It's like, I don't have my papers. And the guard said, you come up to the front. Comes to the front. And the girl says, are you the guy in the show? Are you Master J? Oh my God, I was so happy. I was so and I need these papers. Right, you know what I'm saying? I need these papers. If you can get me the papers, she said, we're trying to show we couldn't buy tickets, it was sold out. I said, I have tickets. Not only have tickets, I can VIP you. I'll get you in the green room. You can meet everybody. They had me out here in 5 minutes after that. Snap. It was beautiful. I was like, oh my God.
So you give me my papers, I give you a ticket.
I gave her 10 tickets.
Hey,
all right.
Bring your crew. And I told them, I said, and because we was back then, I'm not a real big meat eater now, but back then in London, it smelled like curry all the time, just lamb curry. Oh, But what was it? One place was open. Hard Rock Cafe had hamburgers and French fries. Right? Yeah. Now you got to jump down. This 30 years back.
Yeah.
So I was eating at Heartbreak Cafe like every day because that was the only American food that I could find that was, like for me. Everything else will smell like, lamb curry and spices. Oh, I was sick. So when I went to Heartbreak Cafe, and once I met the manager, I scooped him a couple tickets. Right, I scooped the maitre d' girl a couple tickets. So my second day in, All right, no more waiting in line. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because even at Hard Rock Cafe, because it was Hard Rock Cafe back then,
Yeah.
it always had a line, no matter
Yeah.
when you go.
Mhm.
Right? So when I would come up, they say, I got to reserve a table. They're, oh, Master, you got to be, oh, Master, table reserved. Oh, man, it was fake. Yes,
So you was the local celebrity.
I took all the pizzas. I had a blast. I had a blast. I mean, I had a blast. And then my friends that I met at the immigration office, right, that night after the show, we all went to Hard Rock Cafe. And, you know, so I made a bunch of friends, right, via, you know what I'm saying, boom. But, you know, but I tell people, being a African American, right, you know what I'm saying, with the quality that you have, right, you were born with greatness. You don't know that part, but you were born with greatness. It's already inside, right? If you put it out, people just going to love it and they're going to boom, right? They'll get right into it, right? Now, if you can control it and get within any system, right, you know what I'm saying, you're going to stand out. It's just no way. It's like, you know, but as a roller skater, at some point, if you can become an entertainer, right, then you'll blow everybody out of the way. So I think to that question was, right, you know what I'm saying, everyone wants to roller skate. It's every now and then you want to get a roller skater that decide they want to be an entertainer. And once they take on the fact that they can be an entertainer, it's nothing. Right, you know what I'm saying? They can already skate. You know,
Yeah.
right.
Then it becomes limitless for them.
Yeah.
Once
Yes,
they
it
cross
becomes.
over.
Yeah. Oh my God! Listen, I when I go places like, you know, I just skate in the background. You know, like even now when I was in Tampa, the last time I was in thing out of the skating around, I'm just, you know, I'm skating to the side. You know, yeah, you know, yeah. Everybody, you know, they young and drunk, and they were killing it. Listen, killing it. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right, we went to Atlanta. We was in Atlanta. They did a soul roll in Atlanta. Oh my God! ATL, job them, Bob. I'm like, oh, you know. And I'm just there. I'm just on the sideline. I don't mind being on the sideline. I get I'm like, yeah. Right. Then some guy comes up and says, "Yo, man, aren't you Master J? Aren't you from Philly?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh my God." I was like, "No, I'm just here. You know, I don't need to make
enjoying
noise.
myself.
I'm just here and enjoying the process of, you know, all the great skaters. I mean, because the Black community, I mean, the African American community. Listen, we have talent, inside of talent, inside of talent.
Right.
So do.
It's just amazing. I mean, and you just look at some people and you just wonder, like, oh my God. Right? You know what I'm saying? If we can get that, you know, into entertainment too, it would just be crazy.
What would you say is the most memorable place that you skated?
Oh, well, London is probably the most memorable place. I mean, well, no, I think Paris was my most memorable part because I went to Paris just to visit. Well, first of all, I was dating a girl in London. I flew to London and I couldn't find her. So instead of being all pissed off, I called my friend.
Wait a minute, y'all was dating, but you couldn't find her. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute, bro. You got
that was the end of the dating at that present point. We have a long-term dating process. I'm in Philadelphia. You're in London. No problem. She came to London, and I mean, she came to Philly. We hung out. You know what I'm saying? Fantastic. Blah 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 blah. Any case, I fly back to London a month later. So I texted until that was coming. I mean, I called until I was coming, and then when I get into London, I get a room at 12 o'clock. Right? I mean, I got in like at 9 a.m. in the morning. Right? So by the time I got checked in, it's like 12 o'clock. I got a room. I already called her at 9. I called her at 10. I called her at 11. I called her at 12. So now I'm like, all right, listen. Right. So then I called my friend in Paris. I'm like, listen, you know, I don't know where this girl's at. You know, so he was like, oh, just come on, jump on the train, come on. Right. You know. So at 1 o'clock, right, I tell the lady I'm checking out. Right. And I got a cab, went to the train station, got on a fast train to Paris.
So you just left Becky there.
Her name was Alexandria. Alex to be exact. I don't remember her name. I got on a piece. Listen, went to Paris, and he was a bar. He was managing a bar, a little small bar in Paris, right? And they were doing salsa back then, you know. So it was salsa night. I go in, and we, you know, hung up. He said, "Listen, you stay at my place. You got, you know, stuff out, but I have to go to work." I'm like, "No, I'm going. Yeah, I'm not going to stay here."
Right.
Go to his job. I got my skates on my bag, of course. I mean, my skate bag on my bag. Right. Go inside. We go downstairs, and they're dancing. Everybody's kicking it. Right. And then he says, "You know, go ahead, man. Show them what you can do." I get on my skates. The girl from behind the bar jumps out. She's a roller skater, right? So she's on her skates, and we just having them. Oh man, it's crazy, right? We had such a great time. People came up, and then the next night, right? You know what I'm saying, when we was going to the bar early to open it up. There was a line outside. They saying that there was a guy. They had an entertainer from Philadelphia roller skating at the bar. It was crazy. I mean, when I say there was 100 people in line, right? They opened up at 9. We got there like at 8. There's 100 people outside waiting because they wanted to get in because it was a small bar. Right. Everybody want to see the roller skate.
All right.
You know, I was like, it was crazy. Oh, I put my skates on. We got it in.
Hey.
They had a guy. A guy from Paris. He was a slalom skater champion, right? And they like gave him the keys to the city. So he heard about it. So he came.
Okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So the girl was telling me like, oh my God, he's like, he's the person, And so he got with me and we talked a little bit. He said, listen, can you just come here, just hang out. I heard you can skate and and we did. He took me all over Paris and he knew everybody, every club. It was like in Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying? Back then, right, I could go to any club with my skates on, right, and we can get in. We ain't waiting in line, It's like, oh, Master J just, So we had that moment here in Philly. So when you go in Paris, this guy knew everybody, right? Wow. So he was taking it. Listen, that was my most memorable. Listen, it was crazy. Right? I forgot all about the girl.
We have Alexandria to thank for that.
Yes, we did.
Bye, Becky. We went to Paris.
I tell you, I'm saying, listen, and Alexandria, she was a very good. I mean, absolutely. Listen, life goes as it goes. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can stand there and fight with something if you want, right? Or you can move on and just go head on,
right?
Right? You know saying, or you know what I'm saying, because it just takes up a whole bunch of energy.
Yeah.
Now, I've been younger before where you're trying to muscle some stuff up. It just doesn't work out, right? You're saying even at the end of the day, after all the muscling and fighting and stuff, you still don't have a girl, and you're probably almost ready to go to jail. It doesn't make sense, So I was glad, I was upset that I missed her, glad that I missed her at the same time. Came back to London, stayed one night in London, caught a plane, came back to Philly, never saw her again. And I mean, I've had some, I have similar experiences where, like my deal is, I enjoy women, I love them, great, right? You know what I'm saying? But I ain't fighting for it, like this, You got to go ahead and go ahead. If you want to come with me, come on. You know what I'm saying? Right,
well, if you're listening and you missed the train, you missed out on Master J. You missed it.
Bye, Becky.
I tell my grandson, like, what I try to do is, if I'm with you and you're the lady, I'm trying to do you the best that I possibly can. Right? You know what I'm saying? Flowers, candy, whatever. Good time, always trying to make sure that you get the best, even if you don't know how to receive it. So when I'm gone, and the next guy comes up, right, you got something to be like, oh no, man, that's wrong. You're supposed to be up here, right? Because I think of, for me, a lot of times I've gone out with girls and they have guys that, have never bought them flowers, and they'd be looking like, wow, I'm like, no, this, it just, I want to get you flowers because I think you're special. Right? I don't want you to think that I'm special for getting you flowers. You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to already be receiving, right? You know what I'm saying? That kind of attention, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, listen, I do want to sleep with you, yes. That's not my.
I ain't no mistaking this, but hold on, look.
Let me find some Barry White music real quick so I can put it in the background. Let me find some Barry White. I feel like I'm in school right now.
You don't want to get it twisted. It's not a lot. But that's
I do have my intentions, but I am a gentleman.
Yes, right. I am, and I find that to have lost a couple of times because they wasn't looking for a gentleman.
Right.
They wasn't, it wasn't.
But as you said, sometimes they don't know how to receive it, and sometimes men don't know how to give it. Like if you've never had that,
I don't know about the men not getting it because I can't speak for the other guy. I don't know what he did not do. Right. All I know is what I'm doing. Right. It's not to get more. right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving you so I can get. You deserve. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to feel good. It's like you're supposed. I remember one guy I ran into. We were on a job site, and you're working, and the guy's like, "Yo, the girl in there, she is an absolute D, man. She's going crazy, messed up the whole job." It's like, go in. She's a sister, right? She's beautiful sister too. Yeah. So I walk in, I talk to her. She says, "Oh, you must be Master J." Yeah, Master J, but that doesn't mean that I'm better than. So if you can relax on it, I said, I would like to take you out to dinner. She was like, what? I threw it off. I'd like to take you out to dinner. I'll take you out to dinner wherever you want. What I would like to do is take you out to dinner just so my guys can just get this job done. And it changed everything, right? So we go out. You know what I'm saying? She's a beautiful person. We go out the door. She says she wants lobster. All right. Well, I know a restaurant that has lobster. I'm a plumber. I'm a very good plumber. So that means that I know a chef that owns a lobster place.
Right.
So I take her to the best at that present point in Philly. This is the best lobster place in Philly. It was called Lobster King or whatever. But in any case, it's on the waterfront. Right? You know what I'm saying? Boom. I go in, girl, Master J, oh my God. White girl, of course. Hey, Master J, how you doing? We're going to get you a table. Oh, man, they get a nice table over by the water, by the boats, and it's, boom. Saying they sit us down. The another guy comes, Master J, what's going on? And the girl's like, why these white people keep coming up to you? I'm like, oh, come on, man. So the chef comes out. My brother, oh my God, Al and I go back a while, you know what I'm saying? I've done several of his restaurants, All right, so he's coming out showing me respect. Listen, I'm the plumber. When you have an emergency, you call me. Right. I show up. So they come out, he's all hugging up, we all in. And she was just like, oh my God. Listen, the love that they were showing her, she wasn't prepared for. I'm like, you're queen. Do you understand? Yeah. You're queen. I'm king. So, they're assuming that you're queen. So they're going to they just say hello and they're giving you the attention because you're just a beautiful black woman. Oh my God. Then we found out she never had lobster before.
She had crawfish? I mean, it looked like lobster, but it's cheaper.
Listen, they bought that lobster out. She didn't know what to do with that joint. They bought her an extra huge lobster tail thing. Listen, I don't eat lobster. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat no creature that eat poop for a living. No, that being said, I didn't want lobster. Right? I'm bringing you here because you want lobster. Right? And I know the lobster people, and I can afford it. Yeah. Even though we're not going to pay, in this arena, we're not going to pay like that. But in any case, we're trying to give you the best that we can give you as, saying, as a black man giving a black woman. Right? Now, you done did all this highs and diddy on. Now you're not even there. Yeah. Right? Now you're embarrassed. Now you're ready to go home. I took her home. That was it. I was just.
Next time you get crawfish, it's cheaper.
Crawfish. That's probably what she was eating. She thought she was eating lobster when she was sucking it. That was crawfish.
Yeah, so I only saw her one more time. That was the next day. You know what I'm saying? So you can pick up the check. Hey. Yeah, man. We just did pick up the check. Girl was like, "How was it?" She found like, "Oh, listen, give me the check. Let me go. Tell your boss." So I've had some really, really beautiful experiences, right, because of the skating, right, and the skating, have taken me to places, right, you know what I'm saying, and opened up, right, a considerable amount of doors, right, you know what I'm saying, in Philadelphia, right, you know what I'm saying, you got to understand something, right, just the notoriety alone helped you, right, and as being a plumber, right, you know what I'm saying, so I'm not a master plumber in the plumbing industry. But people are calling you Master J and that thing and being a plumber, so everybody just kind of just pop it up. So I get huge pieces of everything, it's just been a blessing. Right? You know what I'm saying? Just like I remember one guy asked me, like, well, did your dad call you Master J? I said, listen, let's call him. I'll put him on speaker right now. Right? Oh, rain that Master J, what you doing? I said, my dad called me Master J, my mom called me Master J. I said, it's not a better than. It's just Master J. It's not, I'm saying, like, I'm not higher than you, right? It's just Master J. We don't have it's no big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't look at it like, it's like, if you take it that way, that's just your problem and your own.
Yeah.
But it has opened up doors. The skating alone has opened up so many doors.
Mm.
So I tell all the brothers and sisters, listen, if you can take your talent and put it into entertainment, you, there's nobody can touch you. All right, your talent, but the entertainment, there are rules in a lot of entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, in the rules of engagement as an entertainer, right? You know what I'm saying? The worst possible person out there that's rapping, whatever. There's still rules in entertainment, and even if he ain't following the rules, he got a team that's following the rules, getting stuff straight, so that he can do what he's going to do. Yeah. You're not making all that. You're not going to do all the pieces, right? You know what I'm saying, without, adhering to the rules. So when I go out and I see the skaters still skating, being beautiful, I just look at them, I'm glad you're being beautiful, especially if you see somebody phenomenal, you be like, man, you can just, you can just squeeze them in. Yeah. Yeah. But lately I haven't been trying to, do anything with skating, right? But there's a show that they do every year around Thanksgiving time, right? A friend of mine that I used to dance with in the touring group that I was in, right? Now he has a dance group and they do this whole big productions. So he's asking me, well, why don't you just do something one year? So I was thinking about it, maybe if I start now, what I'm saying, between now and Thanksgiving, put a nice little tight group together, get a nice little, 2.5 minute piece that would just be just crazy.
Yeah.
Right, but even in talking about it, I'm saying, trying to get, the stars of the skating rink right now, right, to practice.
Yeah.
It's like, oh Lord, we back at, you should go right back to the same thing, like, oh, listen, I like to try to do something with you, try to bring you to the thing. I'll rent the studio space, we'll just come in, we'll practice a little piece. I'll choreograph the piece, you guys skate it, right, and then that'll be it,
Wow.
And that was last month, just before this whole pandemic thing kicked in. So I haven't gotten back to that. It's on my mind. But right now, I figured if I go, I wasn't going to go outside today and just put my skates on, skate down the street.
Hey.
No tights.
No tights. No tights. Huh. Ladies, don't go outside today then. He ain't going to have on the tights.
My deal is I am still fit enough to put on a pair of tights.
Okay.
Oh no, so no, I'm like, listen, no.
But with the half shirt, you won't have on half shirt or no?
Oh no, no, but I will put on a Armor All shirt.
Okay.
I'm not scared.
And what corner are you on in Philly? Like we gotta know.
There's a over on Kelly Drive, right? When the weather breaks on Sundays, all the skaters, some of the older skaters, come out and they hang out. It's called Lloyd Hall.
Okay.
In Philadelphia on Sunday, you can go out there. Doesn't cost you anything. You can bring your skates, and it's just a hangout. Right? They have a bike rental section over there. They have a little cafe that's over there, and it's an area where everyone jogs or bike or whatever near the art museum, right? And it's beautiful, right? And we bring drums out. Like I'm a beginner drummer, right? So we bring some coolers out. My other brother bring music out, and it's house music, right? And we just sit out, from 12 to 6. Just chilling.
Okay, ladies. Lloyd Hall on a very nice day. You can see
on a very nice
Master
day.
J.
Even if you don't have roller skates, you just want to come out.
That's right.
Bring your lady out, town, come out, just do the walk. But here's the other thing, the other invite. If either of you decide to come into Philadelphia, please reach out to me.
Most definitely.
My home, I'm sure that we can take good care of you. Yeah. Right. And we're glad to, we can afford dinner.
Okay now. And I know how to eat lobster. I know how to eat lobster. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You will not be embarrassed. And I will not mind Becky coming up to me, telling me how beautiful I am, and taking me to the window seat. I have no problem.
Listen, if you want lobster, well, that place is closed. But I'm working. I have another client. It's called Devon Seafood, right? And so they have all the pieces there. Right, yeah. Now, but it's a corporate type of organization there, but I'm still connected in, right? And we can afford the lobster.
Okay. All right.
Well, that's what's up. So right now we're actually running out of time. So I want to say thank you for joining us. Yeah. We've learned quite a few things. is also
all about skating
about
and about being a gentleman.
being a gentleman.
That's
Got some
right.
dating tips.
That's right.
And now
Okay.
I feel like I need to buy me some spandex and wear them underneath my pants. And maybe I ain't gonna wear them on the outside. I'll wear them
How
underneath
about the
my
half
pants.
shirt?
I can't do the half shirt
Okay.
because I got that quarantine belly right now. So I can't
Yeah.
do that yet. You know what I'm saying? Give me about 30 days. I'm gonna get that down and then,
Okay.
I'll
All
be
right,
all right.
ladies, y'all listening?
But when you put those spandex on, it's gonna make you feel better.
But here in Houston, it might make me pass out. It's too If y'all see me at the ring, if I passed out, just know I probably
he
got
got
the
them
spandex
spandex up under his
I got a
jeans.
spandex on. But real quick, tell our listeners how they can connect with you.
We're here in Philadelphia most of the time. We've been spending a lot of time in Miami, Florida, right, in that end. But if you come to Philadelphia, we're Master J. Our email address is masterj52@gmail.com,
Okay.
right? If you come to Philly, if you look up Master J, right, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to find something that finds me, right? But if there's anything I can do to help you, or be a part, right, you know what I'm saying, I'm always willing, you know what I'm saying, I'm always trying to connect, right, you know what I'm saying, with brothers and sisters. If anything we can do to help, even on a plumbing tip. If you're in Philadelphia and you're hearing this, right, you know what I'm saying, you need a good plumber, you know what I'm saying? We're not the most inexpensive crew out here. But we are definitely
All right
What about
now.
social media? Do you have a Facebook or Instagram?
I have Instagram as MasterJ52 on Instagram.
Okay.
And then Facebook, I don't do very, very little on Facebook, right? You know what I'm saying? But my name is Jay Bernal on Facebook, right? But I'm not a big social media person in that regard. You know what I'm saying? I don't do a lot of posting, right? You know what I'm saying? But I do have some posters. Maybe I have some posters on there, some roller skating pieces and la 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 la. And so
All right, sounds good.
I'm not just trying to be a part, right? You know what I'm saying? Right, whatever that's coming. Again, it should be about money. And,
Okay.
it's about growth, right? You know what I'm saying? So we want to
Gotcha.
connect with you. But if you definitely want to connect with you if you're doing something that says that we're trying to earn, a living, right? Because if I can skate and earn a living, or I can be with a crew that's earning a living, be a roller skating. Oh, listen, the blessing is phenomenal. All right. Other than that, I'll just go right back to plumbing and earn a living.
Gotcha.
Beautiful.
Well, we greatly appreciate you, my man. So, definitely keep it up. We're definitely gonna stay in touch. Thank you.
Yes.
And for all our listeners out there, again, we always appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this interview because we always got many more because we have a lot of phenomenal skaters out there. And Master J is one of many, but he is a phenomenal person. So make sure if you guys get a chance, make sure you follow him. If you have any dating tips, make sure you reach out to him, or any dating questions, reach out to him.
Please. Especially brothers, brothers. We're trying to bring the young men up to being grown men.
There you go.
There you go. Young men, understand that you can be a grown man. You don't have to be an old man. You just have to be a grown man. Grown man things does grown man stuff. And when you do a grown man stuff, most of the time you can get with a grown woman.
All right now.
Oh, he said a whoa. We put that woo in there. So y'all men out there, if you guys are courting or dating a woman and she said, you ain't like Master J, you need to go ahead and blame him.
Yep.
So
Master J52 on
Master
Instagram.
J got to it first. So all right, you guys take care, and until next time, we will see you on the wood.